Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes are so luxurious, you might wonder if a chauffeur will pick you up from the restaurant. And how could you not? With selections like the signature $5 box, decadent $7 box, and abundant $9 box featuring the triple double crunch wrap with layer upon layer of what you love. While the drink is included, a chauffeur isn't. So plan accordingly. Don't let the Lutz go to your head. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lutz box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezers and specialty beverages. That's extra.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will see a little sunshine through the clouds at times. Otherwise, we'll see a chance of some showers, especially early. A few isolated thunderstorms in the mix. The high will be right around the mid-80s. Tonight, partly cloudy. Just a slight chance of showers or storms across the south. Overnight lows will drop down low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Are you tired of bulky, embarrassing dentures? At River Valley Smile Center, we offer fixed hybrid dentures, a permanent solution that looks and feels more natural than traditional dentures. They're secure, comfortable, and never come out. Most procedures can be completed right here in our office with sedation. No need for referrals. With state-of-the-art facilities, advanced techniques, and digital workflow, we provide the best possible outcomes. Financing is also available. Call us at River Valley Smile Center today at 479-646-0706 or visit us at rivervalleysmiles.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
PRX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
McElvain can end it with this next pitch. 0-2. He struck him out swinging, and that's it. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
That was one of the ugliest games I've been involved in a while.
That's 10 runs in the first inning. A 1 pitch. Souza a swing and another drive. Way back. Deep right center field, towards the video board. That ball's gone! Barnes hits a fly ball to left. Ruiz drifting towards the line. He'll have room. He's got it. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. The Hogs outlast Kentucky in the wildest game of the season by a 16-12 final score. And they finished 36-19, 17-13 SEC record.
You know, we had a chance to put them away, but credit to them. They got out of it, and they put together a really big inning, and it didn't defeat us, so to speak. We hung in there and fought back.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little,
With Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
this is the Morning Rush.
I don't know if that's how Dave Van Horn envisioned winning a series in Lexington, Kentucky, but he'll take it nevertheless. Arkansas closes out its regular season with a 5-4 and 16-12 win in Lexington, sending them to Hoover as the 7th seed. Will still play Wednesday at 4:30 against either the South Carolina Gamecocks or the Tennessee Volunteers. We are live at Hardscrabble Country Club at the 38th annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament with River Valley SCA, and we get to play golf again on Monday.
My dad played high school football for Bill Stancil.
Wow.
Probably one of the hardest, toughest coaches anyone would ever face would be Bill Stancil. He was known for not only were the games and the practices tough, the off season was even tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on to be a great athletic director in Fort Smith, and really one of the great men that helped bring Fellowship of Christian Athletes to Western Arkansas. But that's my connection to Bill Stancil, and we're so glad to be here with such a great organization with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
We were so I went to a Christian high school, so FCA was pretty predominant. I remember Coach Risher and Coach Bowles and several of the football and basketball coaches that would leave these lunches during the events. I know a lot of my friends that grew up in Fort Smith, both North Side and South Side, would go to River Valley FCA as well as across our state, because this is not just a statewide organization. It's a nationwide organization.
Yeah. All right, so a lot to get to. A lot there in that opener today. We got a softball team moving on to play in the Super Regionals, a baseball team that has earned the 7th seed in the SEC tournament that begins tomorrow, but the Razorbacks won't play till Wednesday afternoon. Track had a good weekend. We got a lot going on. I had a PGA championship that had a wild
You're gonna
last
have to
2 hours.
Say that guy's name.
Aaron Rye.
Aaron Rye.
He is from England, from the UK. Doesn't necessarily, that wouldn't be your first guess.
Iron covers.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
He gave there's
That's
rational.
problem.
Okay, there's
It's a
Colton.
problem.
There is a reason behind that, which
Good
we
reason.
can get to. It's a very good reason. Most people make fun of iron covers.
Yeah.
His backstory, I'm not going to make fun of him because of that. Unless you want to. Unless you
I'm
want
not
to pick
gonna
on a
make
poor
fun of
guy.
anybody,
That's
but,
fine. I
you
mean,
know.
you do that.
A lot of different kinds of birth control. Iron covers is amongst them. So,
Jeez,
the use of iron covers will
Oh, man.
prevent procreation.
Goodness
So.
gracious.
Anyway, but yeah, it was a fun finish yesterday. He was on fire for about 10 holes there down the stretch, and good for him. Good for Smalley making that putt down the on the 18th to finish tied for second. I mean, it was a tremendous day of watching golf if you're into that sort of thing, but I was. But how about that Razorback baseball game? Let's begin there this morning. It's all brought to you by WT Equipment, as we are ready for a big-time morning here and a big-time spring that's here turning into summer. And you know what that means? It means the grass is out of control. Poana is everywhere. You need to chop that down with a great mower from WT Equipment. That's why right now they're doing a little spring cleaning on their Hustler zero-turn inventory. That means big savings for you. 0 for 42 on Hustler zero-turn mowers. So if your yard is growing fast, it's time to upgrade and get something that can keep up with speed, precision, and durability. Hustler, that's what they're known for. Stop by WT Equipment, Berryville, Springdale, or Searcy, or check them out at WTEquip.com. Hustler, cut better, cut faster. So what were you thinking? Is this, me and you were watching the beginning of this game together on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
The Hogs were up 10-0. Then a couple innings later, they were up 11-0. And you kind of quit paying attention. Like, oh, this game is over. Then, you peek in on it, and the next thing you know, they hit a home run. They scored a couple runs. And then the next thing you know, in the 5th inning, they've tied the ball game. This was one of the craziest games that you'll ever see, and certainly a crazy way to end the regular season.
Yeah, and credit to Arkansas's hitters that added some insurance runs down the tail end. They were able to, again, get that victory 16-12. Pitching-wise, you're iffy. You're iffy basically past Hunter Dietz and Ethan McIlvain, and McIlvain was fantastic on Friday night. You just don't know what you're going to get. In Arkansas had some errors you really hadn't seen since the Georgia game. So this is not a complete baseball team. But you know what's funny? Corey Stewart, who, Colton, I know you guys had on not this past Friday, but the Friday before, the 2026 Razorbacks finished the regular season with 7 SEC series wins, which is tied for second most in the DVH era, and the third most since Arkansas joined this league in 1992. Only the 99 team and the 2021 team won more SEC series than this team. And yet at times this season, it feels like that this is the worst team they had since 2016 if you listen to certain people. But on paper...
No, I think if you watch the games and you've seen what's went on, and I know Hunter Dietz has come into his own, but he's not Kevin Kopps, right? He's not one of the prolific Friday night pitchers you've had in that 9 or 10 season run since 17, or since the 16 season, starting with 17. This is not. This is in the bottom 1 or 2 since this might be the worst team since 17. Just and it's simply
16,
because starting with 17, you got really good. I mean, you just compare. Take 16 out of the equation. This just because of the pitching, you might say this is the worst total group, and they're still the 7th seed in the best conference in the inland. Until a week or two ago, they were still being. I say all that to say they still were in the regional hosting conversation a few weeks ago, and this is still a team that's going to make the postseason. So as bad as it was in 16, they didn't make the postseason. This is a team that's still going to be there, but I think if you stacked them up 17, 18, 19, you got the COVID year you'd take out, I guess. You don't really count that season, but just because of the lack of number 2 and 3 starting pitchers and where you're at, I think you could certainly make the argument this is the least productive team. Is that the nicest way to say it? Least productive team Dave's had since the start of the 17 season.
Yeah, listening to Dave talk about what's ahead in the SEC tournament, you're playing a team and a squad that gets mutilated earlier this year in South Carolina, and then you could play a Tennessee team that you've yet to play this season. So he's proud of where his team's at. It's been a weird year. I think a lot of people would agree with that. But he had some thoughts on after the game, and I'm really curious. Colton and I were talking before the show this morning. I tend to think they're going to win at least this Wednesday. I don't know if they're going to get anywhere beyond that.
How much does it matter at this point?
I don't know. It just depends on if you think there's any chance they could host if they went to.
No. Let's stop that. They're not going to host. So that's
what
I'm saying.
On that thought process, the answer would be no.
No, it doesn't. I mean, they win a game. I mean, you'd like to see Dietz go out there, assuming Dietz pitches on Wednesday, and I think that's a strong assumption, right? You'd like to see him go out there and get a win. Maybe you win one, you lose one, you go to the house. I don't know that making any kind of run there is going to make any kind of big difference. Just my thoughts. All right, softball also coming up in Fayetteville. We'll talk about that. Ty really wants to break down the Duke Blue Devils coming up here a little bit later on. Hey, be sure and get your tickets for football this fall. They're going to be having single-game season tickets on sale soon. Also, they've got a lot of things going on with the baseball team, obviously, going into the postseason, the softball team there, and they want you to pack out Bogle Field for this postseason regional. Look for single-game tickets and other ticket information online, ArkansasRazorbacks.com. That's ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Well, speaking of softball, how about them this week?
Score for Arkansas. Another run rule. Wow. 3 run rules in a row in this regional for Arkansas.
And Kennedy doing it 2 separate times, walking it off on a home run, and here a double to score 2.
They allowed just 4 runs in this regional play, the second fewest in an NCAA regional.
They took care of business. They were firing on all cylinders. We had some tough competition, and they made a statement and really dominated the weekend.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so the softball team slaughtered their competition this weekend. I mean, it was rough. They'll play the Duke Blue Devils this weekend coming in here to Bogle Park. 8-0, 9-1, and 10-2. Every game was a run rule, 6 innings, a combined 27-3 difference for the Arkansas softball team and their opponents this weekend at the Fayetteville Regional.
You know what all that means? It means nothing if you don't go win 2 of the next 3.
Yep.
So, I mean, all that's great. But now the pressure's on. The setup's perfect. You're 2 wins away from doing something that's never been done before, and that's getting to Oklahoma City, getting to the Women's College World Series. So 27-3 is a great stat. It proves how good this team is, but it all means, because we've been here before, it all means a bunch of nothing, really, at the end of the day, unless you win 2 of the next 3. So I am excited to see how this team performs this weekend.
Have either of you two run into softball gatekeepers yet?
Yes, my wife.
The ones that have been following the team from start to finish or for several years now, that instead of embracing the Arkansas fans that are jumping on board either last week or this time of year, they're almost shunning you from participating.
Well, how do you grow the fan base? This is what grows the fan base, right? Or moments like this. Now, the thing you shouldn't do is become a fan here in this moment, and then just abandon them next year. For no reason at all. That's what unfortunately will happen with a lot of people. So. But no, I mean, I have not run into a gatekeeper.
You've not run into anyone that
I've
feels
not
like
run into
they're
anyone, no.
higher than thou, and that I know more
Other
about
than you,
this team.
other
than
than you
do.
know, no.
With the softball team.
Other than you know.
You think I'm a gatekeeper about the softball
Well,
team?
just in general, just in general. But no, I have not run into anyone that thought they were better than me because they. Because they've been watching longer. I've been there before Boglefield. No, I haven't run into that person yet.
But Colton, have you run into any gatekeepers?
Yeah, my wife.
In this softball?
She's been keeping up with the softball team for a long time, as long as since she moved to Arkansas when she was in college, and now that they're on television a lot more. They've been the model of success for several years now. She knows all the players' names, where they're from, and she's made it to several games out there this year. And when I bring it up to her, she's like, "Well, you guys don't talk about that on your show, so why do you want to talk about it with me?"
Her and Big Keith.
Yeah. She can be a little bit of a gatekeeper with it, but at the end of the day, I think she's excited that there's going to be a packed out Bogle this weekend with lots of different fans, not just those that have been following him all season long.
Full berm out there this weekend, but someone explained to me, we'll talk about this more later, someone explained why aren't the seats behind home plate full?
That's what Andy in Mountain Home wants to know.
I mean, we know there's a lot of people in the ballpark, and I know there's a lot of interest, and I know there's a lot of tickets sold.
Mm-hmm.
But why are the seats that are shown the most on TV not filled? Are these people that have bought them and don't go? Are these scouts? Are these the NCAA takes those seats? What is going on with that?
I don't have a concrete answer for you. I mean, I could pull something out of
We need seat fillers. At the award show, the Academy Awards or something, they'll just bring people in to fill the seats that are on. We need seat fillers.
I wouldn't think those seats would be hard to fill if you add someone that's like, hey, I want to attend this game. I mean, you mentioned just the amount of people just down the outfield. You told a few of those fans, hey, you can sit out here in the berm, or you could sit directly behind home plate. I wouldn't think that would be an issue whatsoever.
So, no, I mean, I would think that'd be a better look. All right, that is our opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. The Fence Man gives you top-quality fencing and gating options, whether it's powered automatic gates, whether it's the wood privacy, vinyl, or the all-new aluminum fencing. They can do that. And, of course, chain-link fencing, enclosures around your trash where your trash bins are, or maybe you need something around your heating and air systems. They can come up with all kinds of options for all kinds of problems that you need a solution for. And when it comes to controlled access, nobody does it better than the Fence Man. Call Brandon and ask for Brandon. He's trying to stir up a little bit more business for summer. He'll give you a special discount when you call him now. 782-3936 and ask for Brandon. Get the special discount when you call the Fence Man. 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
We're going to try this exercise. Big Keith is called in. Big Keith, I will pay you to go to all 3 games this weekend if you don't do your typical intro.
All right.
That's the first time I think in radio history he hasn't introduced himself like that. Keith.
You got a deal.
Okay.
Oh, that's not Keith. It's Big Keith. I'm messing with you. Hey, how about them Hogs, man? That's crazy, wasn't it? That softball team, they rocked, man. None of the games was even in doubt ever. They weren't even close.
South Florida. What did their coach? I heard what their coach said after one of the games. He was just like, I don't know if he's called him Goliath. He basically just insinuated this team's on a tear right now, and hopefully they tear up Duke this weekend, right, Big Keith?
Yeah, they were. Everybody that came here was in shell shock. I like how Washington didn't even sniff a win. That was kind of fun. But yeah, this weekend we're definitely going to win the first 2. It's going to be a little bit harder than Florida, but not much. They got good hitting. They don't have any good pitching, and so that's good. And then the other thing I was going to tell you about was, how about the SEC, man? 9 out of the what is it?
You got 9 of the 16 teams, and 3 of those are inter-SEC super regional matchups. So Arkansas is one of 3 teams that is not playing an SEC team for the right to go to Oklahoma City.
Exactly. I hate how they do that, but I guess it's
Oklahoma
cool.
Play?
Oh, I was looking at it earlier.
A team that's going to lose.
Yeah, I mean Georgia? They played Georgia, I'm
No.
told. So
Yeah.
wouldn't it be? We're all Georgia fans, right?
Go Bulldogs.
We're all Georgia fans.
Hey, I'll just see Georgia win.
Yeah. So
But,
that is this is the best path I think you've had. So
Yeah.
I look forward to it. So
Keith, give Cohen your number off air, and I will make sure you get to go this weekend since you are the biggest Arkansas softball fan, I think, that calls into our shows.
Hey, that is so great. Thank you. I was just going to say about that Razorback baseball, that last game. That was the weirdest game I ever seen in my life. And take care, guys.
You too, buddy. Yeah, you're up 10-0 in the first. What was it, 11-0?
11-0 in the middle of the third. Then you give up 2 runs in the bottom of the third, and then the bottom falls out on you in the fifth.
Mm-hmm. It was where's the DVH called it like one of the ugliest wins. He's here it is.
That was one of the ugliest games I've been involved in a while.
Yeah, one of the ugliest games I've been involved in. But sometimes you take those ugly wins. Nevertheless, Coach Deifel, again, Keith talking there about them just taking care of business. Here's her after the game.
Took care of business. They were firing on all cylinders. We had some tough competition, and they made a statement and really dominated the weekend.
We talked about the setup prior to this weekend. It's like you avoid an SEC opponent, and as we just said, there's 3 SEC matchups. This is probably the best path that Arkansas's had, softball-wise, to get to Oklahoma City, and hopefully coaching this team take care of that. By the way, Tommy, your question, which is what we thought when we were talking about before the show, the seats open behind home plate are for event scout and team members. Well, then show up, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to be given the primo seats, go to the game. You okay?
I am not.
Allergies?
Allergies are killing me.
Tommy went for the milk carton.
That's all I got.
Colton, when's
my only option.
When's the last time you've had one of those kid milk cartons?
A carton of milk? I would have been in school. It would have been a decade plus ago. Long time.
They've got us set up here. We've got Chick-fil-A biscuits. We've got coffee. We've got milk. There's different Razorback memorabilia that's up for sale. That's a Rory McIlroy Masters. Is that back-to-back? Yep.
Yeah, there's an SGA. It's about 3 different photos of for the Thunder fan. There's all sorts of cool stuff. So you can come out and bid on these items here today. So.
Heck yeah. Well, we've got a lot to discuss here in this next hour and 40 minutes of the show. Hope Tommy's allergies subside at some point. You were talking about commencement speeches and valedictorian and salutatorian speeches. That's something I want to get into. I've listened to a bunch of those.
Say that valedictorian and what?
Salutatorian. Did I say it? Yeah, I said it wrong the first time. I wasn't one of those, so I don't know how to pronounce it. I know that's surprising.
I'd never guessed.
I was going to be the memory speaker, but I think they probably made the right call in not picking me in that. Yeah. So there's a few of those that I want to get into this morning. Let's see what else. Do you guys have a system on how you do dishes in the house? Is that split between the kiddos, chores-wise?
No, we've all. I'll do about 1 out of 10. Laura does about 9 out of 10.
Okay.
The kids do 0 out of 10, and it's because apparently none of us know how to load a dishwasher.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we're pretty well reminded on you didn't load it right. Now we got to redo it all, and you'll learn someday. As a married man in the future, if you'll learn how not to do something, you'll never have to do it again. So that's really the key. Hey, when the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins. Whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can help you make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off.
Hopefully Keith enjoys the softball this weekend. Again, they're hosting the Duke Blue Devils. Arkansas baseball is heading to Hoover to take on either Tennessee or South Carolina. Men's golf team's heading to Corvallis to play up there in Oregon State's setup for this week. We got a lot to discuss. We are live again at Hardscrabble Country Club at the River Valley FCA Golf Tournament. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
The Razorbacks are on the road to Hoover for the SEC tournament, and ESPN Arkansas will be there from the first pitch to the final out. Our exclusive coverage is brought to you by Butler Furniture and Mountain Home. All the action in Hoover is also brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV, and by Walk On Sports Bistro.
And the Hogs have won it on Turner's second home run of the year. Oh, my goodness. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback, the only local family and Arkansas alumni Razorback store in the state.
And the Stadium Shop is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, it seems there's always a Razorback sporting event happening.
And if you need something new for your home, office, or just want to update your wardrobe, the Stadium Shop has new stuff arriving all the time.
And we don't have to ask someone from corporate office to get something that Hog fans want. We are the corporate office.
Hey, Matt, did you hear about the tree out in front of the store?
No, what about it?
I heard it's a bit shady.
Wow, you've got to leave these jokes alone.
Anyway, you can see the shady tree and all the hog stuff at 989 South Razorback Road here in Fayetteville.
But not everyone can get to Fayetteville, so we've got one of those Google
Dad, again, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or they can call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
That was one of the ugliest games I've been involved in a while.
This is the Morning Rush.
Graduate to a road-ready certified pre-owned ride and get more for your trade at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car, even if you still owe money on it. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned and get up to $2,000 over appraised value for your trade. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing, and some of the best lenders around, Rath is here to make finding your next car, truck, or SUV easy. Don't settle for the same old car buying experience. Get up to $2,000 extra for your old ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Looking for your new favorite meal? Well, get ready to dig in at Blue Ember Smokehouse because we just dropped something big. Introducing our brand new Hog Trough Fries. We're talking crispy fries piled high with your choice of our slow-smoked meats, topped with queso, shredded cheese, sour cream, and chives. It's bold, it's loaded, and it's built to satisfy. Come try the Hog Trough Fries today, but fair warning, you might not want to share. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Summer in Arkansas means sunshine, good friends, and great food. And nobody does it better than House of Webster in Rogers, Arkansas. Our crispy dill pickle salsa is perfect for any cookout. And when the day slows down, our handcrafted jams, jellies, and fruit butters bring the sweetness of summer right to your table. Check out our gift shop on 2nd Street in Rogers, or check us out online at houseofwebster.com.
I love jam!
You don't just maintain your land, you master it. And at Sutherland's, we've got the steel to help you do it. Experience the brute force of a bad boy mower. These mowers turn a weekend chore into a victory lap. But every great machine needs a home. Our Sutherland's custom barns are built to last. Call 1-800-66-BARNS. Sutherland's with 4 stores in Arkansas, Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart, and online at Sutherlands.com. No matter the project, we're here to help because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 2.9% financing for up to 72 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC EV Sierra for as low as $600 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
You know, I mean, you look at what we've done. We've won 5 out of the last 6, 7 series, I think. We've won 7 out of 10 series in this league. And that's hard to do. And you look at who we played and you start adding it up. We had one of the tougher conference go, so to speak, with who we played, if you look at their overall record. So proud of this team for fighting, and a lot of new guys in the league for the first time, and they found out how hard it is.
Remember when we were complaining about no LSU and no Tennessee and no all these teams that weren't on our schedule and how easy it was going to be? I mean, turns out that some of those teams you'd have much rather played an LSU or a Tennessee this year, but in the end, who thought you were really going to have one of the more difficult schedules? I think it's, and you end up having that based on opponent record.
Well, SEC is always going to be tough. I think it was Matt Jones that had so Arkansas had a middle of the pack schedule. Kentucky had the easiest when you rank the Southeastern Conference. But like you said, it is kind of nice, and to see somewhere like Tennessee.
You didn't have a brand name schedule, but you had a difficult schedule.
Yeah, no question. And to see Tennessee struggle and LSU struggle teams. LSU's been perennially good in the SEC. Tennessee has of late, but Vitello's down in San Francisco, so that team looks a little different. I kind of want to play the Vols just because not that you probably got a better chance at beating South Carolina, but just because you hadn't played Tennessee yet. That's your matchup, by the way, on Wednesday. 4:30, we'll have it for you on most of these stations following half of Ruskin and Zach.
Well, we'll have our good buddy Bruce Stanton here tomorrow. His lovely daughter-in-law is here today. We'll have a little talk about Arkansas and potentially Tennessee.
Yeah.
And we'll do that tomorrow during our Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Well, no SEC matchup for the Razorback softball team. They will take on the Duke Blue Devils. Cordy Deifel and company had a very, very successful weekend.
They allowed just 4 runs in this regional play, the second fewest in an NCAA regional.
Pretty wild to see what they are able to do. And what did you say earlier? It's all for naught if –
Well, it doesn't mean anything if you don't get to Oklahoma City. I mean, 27-3 is a great stat. Mm-hmm. No one's going to be talking about, well, you lost 2 of the 3 against Duke, but man, 27-3 in that regional. That is not a peg you're going to hang your hat on. So
she said
that
4.
means anything.
Is my math wrong? Because I have them winning 8-0, 9-1, and 10-3. That's 3 runs they give them.
3
right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't know if my math's wrong or what. Either way, again,
it was dominant either way, whichever one's correct. But I believe your number's correct.
You host the Blue Devils this weekend, 11 o'clock on Friday. So in the midst of halftime, you can kind of keep up with that. Saturday's at 4, and then you don't know about Sunday. It's to be determined if Arkansas isn't able to get. You love to just lock those 2 up and not have to worry about a game 3 on Sunday.
Well, I mean, different sport, different year, different team. But I still remember beating NC State. What was it, 21-0 or something like that?
Yeah,
22-1, whatever it was. And you thought you had that in the bag, and we know how that came out. So that's what I'm saying. that win was for naught, right? Didn't mean a thing in the end. Yeah, but we won game 1, 21-0. Well, who cares? You didn't win the Super, so who cares? So same thing here. All those runs are great, but what would be greater is to win 2 this weekend and finally punch your ticket.
Speaking of winning, Arkansas men's track and field continues to win. SEC Outdoor Championship for the 6th straight year.
You guys won the 100, the 200, the 800, the 15, the 5, and the 10. Nobody's supposed to have that kind of depth or that kind of quality across the way.
That's longtime Sports Center anchor John Anderson talking about just the success of.
He's the track guy, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
There's the track event. John Anderson's there for it. But yeah, what didn't you win? It'd been easier to name the events you didn't win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So unbelievable. All right, is that it for the Hog update?
Men's golf team's going out to Corvallis. That's about all. The Tri-Steam Tree Golf Club. We wouldn't want to play out there. That doesn't sound like a great club.
I don't imagine they play very many bad ones. So, all right, the Hog Update is brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They opened a hometown law firm 4 years ago. They're offering real advice at a reasonable price. They've expanded their practice, and they really have 3 primary focuses, but they can help in many other areas. But it's custody, criminal work, and car wrecks. So if you find yourself in a high-conflict divorce or custody case, don't walk alone. Let Jackie walk with you. If you find yourself on the wrong side of the law, she will hold the prosecutor's feet to the fire and make sure your rights are protected. So don't don't face those charges alone. Face them with Jackie. And as a former insurance defense attorney, she knows how to get big insurance to pay you a fair settlement for your car and truck and your injuries as well. So don't negotiate alone. Negotiate with Jackie. Call Jackie Mock, 479-769-1505, and let her do the legwork to help get you back on the right track.
Colton, your Knicks are playing the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. How do we feel? Thunder's playing the Spurs. I told my roommate who's a big Thunder fan, I don't feel confident that the Thunder are going to win this series just based on what's happened in the regular season. He said postseason's differently. How you think the Knicks make the finals for the first time since, 98?
Mm-hmm. I feel like the Knicks have a good shot at making it back to the promised land of the finals. Once they get there, it's going to be a tough matchup, whether Wemby or SGA and Thunder and company come out of the West. It's going to be a tough matchup no matter what. But I do feel pretty good that Jalen Brunson, Cat, all those guys up there in New York will make it back to the finals this year. Hoping
I know
so.
you want the Thunder to win on the Western side. Do you care who wins on the Eastern side between the Cavs and the Knicks? You don't really have an Arkansas connection on either of those teams, to my knowledge.
I am looking at the Bet Saracen app right now. The Knicks are favored by 7.5, and the Thunder. That's game 2, right, for the Thunder?
No, they have not played.
They've not played yet. So
Nope.
game 1, 6.5. So game 1 tonight, 6.5 is the line. The Oklahoma City Thunder are favored in that. You can get all the lines for the conference finals and more online. Bet Saracen or download the Bet Saracen app.
Loud City's popping off the next few games. I hope I'm wrong. How the Spurs played them in the regular season is pretty tough. All right, Morning Rush Daily Question. When we come back, stay with us. We continue after this.
Brace yourself. May mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity to have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly, easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
2-run score for Arkansas.
This is the Morning Rush.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's lunchboxes are going to people's heads. Because once they've indulged in the mainstays of the $5 box, the decadence of the $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box with its monumental triple-double crunch wrap, they start expecting everything to be as Lux. Don't let the Lux go to your head.
Where's the doorman?
There is no doorman.
That's why we're waiting.
Let's go. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 lunch boxes.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you
Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question. What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
Ty, you've been real vocal about how you would feel if another Dave Van Horn disciple won a national championship before.
That's the Ole Miss one.
You know, before Arkansas did. I mean, I know how you feel about that, but let me ask you this. Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by Cart Path Social. How would you feel if Arkansas softball team won a national title before the baseball team? How would that make you feel?
Well, I mean, you'd have to be nothing but happy for what Coach Deifel, which took a program that was in the sewer and is now brought it to its 6th straight regional, 5th time hosting, I think, here in Fayetteville. I don't think if your first reaction as an Arkansas fan is to slight the baseball team after, and this is under the impression, like Tommy's talking about, that the softball team goes on to win it all. I just don't know how you can think like that as a Razorback fan. I think the guys that would be disappointed, it's maybe the baseball team's like, man, they got one before we did. And I don't think there's any inter-competition or anything like that. But that is a great question. That's your best question in a while. I hadn't thought about it like that.
What are you saying about the other questions then?
Well, you had one last week. You had one last week. You had 2 last week that were mediocre. I look forward to these because you don't tell me what you're going to ask before.
Yeah.
And so it's very like open-ended. I got to think on the fly. Colton, what do you think
which is
about
not
that?
easy for you sometimes.
You got things jumbled up in the head.
Yeah.
All these
Colton,
different things are breaking down.
How are you emotionally going to react if the softball team wins the national title and the baseball team still is bridesmaid?
I think, like Ty said, the initial reaction would obviously be, positivity. You'd be elated for those girls to be able to, bring home some hardware after they have to claw the monkey off their back, too, to even make it to Oklahoma City, then come home with hardware. You'd be really happy for them. But that taste in your mouth would be a little bit bittersweet because obviously baseball draws more of a crowd and it's a more high-profile sport here. You would just hope that, okay, now maybe softball scratch one. Maybe that's what's needed to lift this curse here that people think there may be surrounding Razorback baseball. Maybe they had to do it first. But I think the initial reaction for me would be nothing but happiness for Courtney Deifel and company and everybody that's worked really hard to, get those wins over there and make that program, like Ty said, to kind of vault them out of the sewer a little bit. That'd be great for them. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you'd still think, man, how could they have done it before baseball did?
Ryan and Prairie Grove, it may happen. Josh and Waldron wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. All they do is win. If the softball team wins before DVH, I'm switching softball. Yeah. That's funny. There's sarcasm there.
All right, that's the Morning Rush Daily Question. It's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Yeah, number 1 place for indoor golf in all of Arkansas. You can check out Cart Path Social. Play one over 1,000 different golf courses. I know that there was a lot of golf talk after the PGA Championship this weekend. Maybe you're a golf enthusiast. Maybe you just want to plan an event. Maybe you're in charge of your team. Well, this is the perfect place to do it. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. You can bring your own food. You can bring your own drinks. They can host 75-plus friends or family or team members for all different types of celebration, corporate events, and more. 479-487-3622 or go to cartpathsocial.com.
My good friend T. Ray Grandstaff, who's been with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, I think this is his 4th decade, but I don't want to call him old. But I'm going to ask you, how would you feel if the softball team won the national title and the baseball team still is empty-handed?
Hey, we'll take titles however we can get them.
There you go.
That's exciting.
We are excited to be here with you guys today. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. If you've been through school, I mean, whether it's junior high, high school, you've had kids, grandkids go through it, you've at least heard about Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And if you've probably been in school any time in the last, I don't know, this tournament you're having today is in honor of Bill Stancil, who was my dad's high school coach. So, I mean, Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been something that's been a mainstay in our schools and around our athletes for how many years now?
Well, since the mid-'60s, a guy by the name of Frank Broyles and Bill Stancil simultaneously launched FCA. And during that time frame, Fort Smith was going from having one high school, Fort Smith High, and merged with Lincoln. And Coach Stancil thought a good way to bring the teams together was through the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yeah.
And taking athletes to multiple churches, just saying, hey, I'm going to treat athletes the same no matter what part of the city they come from. And they really used FCA as a means to bring the team together to not only form a championship team, but also to serve the needs of the community.
Big fundraiser here today with this is the 38th year for this golf tournament. Because a lot of people have come out, y'all got a full field with 50 teams. The money raised here today, tell me about the things it goes to support in our area.
Yeah, the money raised here stays in this community.
And so from the very beginning, 38 years ago, a group of businessmen came together around the sport of golf and said, hey, let's raise some money to send kids to camp and also to support the local huddle network that meets weekly at the area schools. So in the River Valley, we have over 100 individual Bible study groups that meet on school campuses. So thousands of kids get to participate.
I'm sure y'all had FCA at Little Rock Christian. We had it at Portsmouth Christian when I went there until I was in 7th grade. Then I remember when I transitioned to Ramsey Junior High, Brent Griffiths, who was a trainer at Portsmouth Southside, and anyone that's come through Portsmouth schools in the last probably 40 years knows who Brent Griffiths is. He had him and Kenny Whitson did FCA, the late Kenny Whitson did FCA meetings in Brent's classroom just beside the old gym there. And that was, one of my first introductions in the public school to FCA. And still remember that today, and did that in the 8th grade, the 9th grade, and had him at the high school. And Barry Lunny, legendary high school coach, Barry Lunny Sr., who's still involved with you guys today, was a big key in that at Southside.
Yes, Coach Lunny. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 1978. As a young athlete, as a 6th grader, trying to get in shape because athletics was important to me. I'm running up West El Paso Street, and Coach Lunny lived on East El Paso Street. And a few weeks before that, a guy by the name of Bill Burnett came down, spent the night with Coach Lunny, slept on his couch, and said, you need to start FCA. What is FCA? And Bill Burnett talked about this intersection between sports and faith. And so as I'm running up West El Paso Street, Coach Lunny pulled up and said, are you Carl Grandstaff's son? And I said, yes, sir. I mean, this was Coach Lunny, you know what I'm saying? And he said, we're having FCA Thursday night. I'd like to invite you to come. And I didn't grow up in church. And so for a coach to take a stand and invite me, I found that the way God made me, he made me to be at that intersection of sport and faith. He made me to be an athlete as a competitor, and he also made me in his image to serve him and to serve others.
You talk about the kind of the full circle and the image, the way it comes back around. Bill Stancil was Barry Lunny's high school coach, and then here we are. It's this tournament in his honor. My dad played for Coach Stancil as well, so I've heard all the old war stories about the old gym there and climbing the ropes, and you come home with the bloody hands and all the things that you didn't think you'd survive, but turned those guys into the men they were.
Yeah, it's amazing. Small things matter.
Oh, yeah.
In the midst of chaos, in the midst of difficulty, and we see even today that small things matter. And, the Bible talks about, Jesus said, if you give a cup of cool water to a kid, that is significant. Yeah. And how many people have done that for us as growing up? And now as adults, it's time to turn it back.
100%.
Give to others.
Got the First Serve tennis clinics honoring Ken Hamilton coming up this summer. You also got the Arkansas State Leadership Camps and something new that you guys are involved in, the first annual FCA Summer Golf League that's coming up in July.
Isn't that cool? We got a coach, Coach Doug Pogue, that's going to be heading that up. Now, he loves his golf, but he was like a Coach Lunny and a Coach Whitson to us for a lot of the individuals in our community. And to have him work on staff now with FCA after retiring is really special. And what we're finding is, if God made you to be an athlete, if God's made you to be a coach, you should always be a coach. And to see him coaching other coaches and coaching, especially in this golf league, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll camp about 600 kids from this community just this summer.
Wow.
So that's very significant.
All right, River Valley, spell it all out, rivervalleyfca.org is where you can get information on all these camps, and maybe there's a business person out there listening that'd like to support your mission, or maybe someone's listening and say, I don't have the money to send my kids to camp, but I'd love my kids to be involved. rivervalleyfca.org, or they can call your I've got a phone number here. It's just this 806 number. Is that a good number? To 479-806-0899. Call that number, or just go to rivervalleyfca.org and get all the kind of information you need.
Yeah, wonderful. Ty, Tommy, thank you guys for what you do, and it's fun to be on here today, and we appreciate your support of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Well, thank you for having us, and this is a great organization to be alongside, and you've been doing this how long now?
Started in '89.
Ooh. I don't know FCA without you being around.
Well,
I mean, from the early days.
You know, what's exciting is to see the next generation of FCA. Tyson Simon, his leadership in the River Valley, and Courtney and Coach Pogue and Bernie Simon, and just the interns that we have. You know, it's not necessarily about the past. We should honor the past, but we're building a bridge to the future.
That's the best part of being a mentor, right, is when you watch the kids that you mentored in the essence become the mentors years later. You were talking about former coaches of yours. Tommy's got all these connections with his dad and some of the people that impacted in his life. I'm at an age now at 31. I don't need to be anyone's mentor, but there are a lot of people that have impacted my life in a certain way, shape, or form that it's cool to see that years later and what you've been able to do and see those kind of kids impact other kids years later.
And life is not just a one-time commitment to follow Jesus. I really believe that you're never too young to give your life to Jesus, and you're never too old to begin again. And sometimes we just got to take a mulligan. We got to begin again. Thank you,
guys. I like
guys.
the golf reference. Good golf reference there, T-Ray.
Yeah. T-Ray, great to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, too.
All right, FCA, go to rivervalleyfca.org and get more information there. And we'll continue on with Hour 2 here from Hardscrabble Country Club at the 38th Annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament that is being put on by FCA, and a lot of great people here today.
Plenty more reaction to Arkansas taking down Kentucky this weekend. Softball team ran through everybody. And Ella Langley cleaned up the awards ceremony last night, which I know you were an LFL. You were righteously LFL on top.
Yeah, we may have to put some Ella in here in a little bit in Hour 2.
We've got some stuff. Hour 2 coming up. Stay with us. The Morning Rush continues next.
On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest, most comfortable life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together, we bring more. Beef. It's What's for Dinner. Funded by beef farmers and ranchers. Courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef. It's What's for Dinner.
Attention skilled craftsmen, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is hiring only the best that the natural state has to offer. If you're ready for your next big opportunity to have steady work and better pay, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is ready to talk to you. Bath Makeover is looking for plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers to help us keep up with high demand. Bath Makeover is growing our commercial division as well, with the ability to now install over 100 bathrooms a month. Bath Makeover can knock out multi-unit projects quickly. Easily 10 bathrooms at a time in a single week at hotels, apartments, and government housing all across Arkansas. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is looking for only experienced and qualified skilled craftsmen to join our talented team. To learn more about the job opportunities at Bath Makeover of Arkansas, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com. Plumbers, electricians, bathroom installers, and project managers, visit bathmakeoverar.com. That's bathmakeoverar.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra. The perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Camus bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofer's.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
This spring, you're organizing closets, decluttering drawers, and maybe even scrubbing places no one will ever look. But here's a thought. Why not declutter your internet, too? If your shows keep buffering, your games lag, or your video calls freeze, that's digital clutter, and you don't have to live with it. Switch to Wave Rural Connect Fiber for fast, reliable internet that keeps your home running clean and clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Danny here at Phil Wright Autoplex. For more than 50 years, we've earned your trust, helping keep your family on the road and driving safe. Spring is here and summer's just around the corner, and we're loaded up. We've got trucks, heavy-duty trucks, SUVs, cars, and EVs, all brand new and on the lot and ready to move. Plus a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, and we're paying big money for your trade. And aggressive incentives and rebates saving you thousands. Phil Wright Autoplex, exit 84, just off 540, Russville.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we will see a little sunshine through the clouds at times. Otherwise, we'll see a chance of some showers, especially early. A few isolated thunderstorms in the mix. The high will be right around the mid-80s. Tonight, partly cloudy. Just a slight chance of showers or storms across the south. Overnight lows will drop down low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
This weather information is brought to you by The Solid Rock, your source for inspirational gifts, home decor, women's boutique items, personalized Bibles, and more.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
McElvain can end it with this next pitch. 0-2. He struck him out swinging, and that's it. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
That was one of the ugliest games I've been involved in a while.
That's 10 runs in the first inning. 0-1 pitch. Souza a swing and another drive. Way back, deep right center field, towards the video board. That ball's gone! Lawrence hits a fly ball to left. Ruiz drifting towards the line. He'll have room. He's got it. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. The Hogs outlast Kentucky in the wildest game of the season by a 16-12 final score. And they finished 36-19, 17-13 SEC record.
You know, we had a chance to put them away, but credit to them. They got out of it, and they put together a really big inning, and it didn't defeat us, so to speak. We hung in there and fought back.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios,
Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
You know, we kind of joked last week that Arkansas was going to have to win in the double-digit kind of range. Well, they did. on Saturday, and then they squeaked one by on Friday with a 5-4 victory. Showed that they can win a couple ways.
They flip-flop games 1 and 2, didn't they? The way they went about it.
Even after dropping that game 1 with Hunter Dietz on the mound. Ethan McIlvain has just been so good for them coming in closing games.
McIlvain can end it with this next pitch. 0-2. He struck him out swinging, and that's it. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
His longest relief outing to date comes in and just is awesome. You get Cam Kojal from Vandy, I guess 2 years ago. You get McIlvain this past year, and those are two of the best players on your team. How about Kojal, by the way? Kojal almost gets knocked out, and then it hits a home run, the next inning? Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought he was going to go out for a concussion. Unfortunately, the Kentucky kid, you hate to see a kid on a stretcher on any sport. You see it more often in football, unfortunately, but that happens, and you just kind of wondered how Cam was going to be. Well, he looked fine that next at bat, guys.
Yeah, I don't know how it all, and maybe because I know Zach Stewart had a big game. Let's see, on the
big weekend back
on
to
the Saturday, so he's probably the winner. But I'd pick Damian Ruiz in the Fitzman Friday picks, our left fielder, and he ends up, if I'm looking just in the last 2 games, I don't have the game 1 box score in front of me, but he was 5 of 10. Got 5 hits on 10 at bats. So
the Tommy touch.
That is. I think probably Zach Stewart though going 4 of 6 on Saturday, and what did he do on Friday? He was 1 of 2 officially. So pretty big weekend for those
Both
guys.
had 5 hits. The thing about Stewart hit a home run on Thursday, home run on Friday, and a home run on Saturday, including that barrage of hits that Arkansas had in that just incredible start to the game on Saturday, which was just insane for them to be up that much, let the lead slip, and then come back and ultimately win that game 16-12. But they've won the last 4. They've won 5 of 6. And what did DVH say? Talked about just fighting back, and he said something on the field after the game.
Because this team can do it. You know what I'm talking about. So let's not look back in 5 years down the road and say what if. Okay.
I don't know if you have the pitching to quote unquote do it, but your hitting sure has turned a corner here these last few weeks.
Well, I mean, you're going to get the respect of your opponents because more often than not, this is a baseball team that's scoring 10 or more runs. I mean, we saw it Saturday, obviously, in 1 inning. So they are lethal from an offensive standpoint. But, just the polar opposite of that with their pitching and their relief pitching outside of when Hunter Dietz starts. So, hey, get ready to take your days on the water to the next level with a boat from Kofer's Boat Center, Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Kofer's wants you to stop in their showroom and explore all the available models, so you can do that today and upgrade your summer right now to the next level. Check out Kofer's at Koffers.com. That's Cophars. Koffers.com to see the most up-to-date photos of in-stock inventory that's online and available at your fingertips. Kofer's Boat Center. Again, Koffers.com, Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 648-3483.
We are live here this morning at Hardscrabble Country Club. It is the 38th annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament presented by River Valley FCA. We'll be telling you more about that throughout the morning, get a chance to play a little golf. Baseball team gets to play a little baseball. Dave was kind of funny after the game as well.
They don't have to go to school. You just get to play baseball. They get a per diem every day, and, hey, they're eating good, sleeping in a nice hotel. What more could you want right now when you're 18 to 23 years old?
So they get the NIL money and the per diem? They don't get to knock out the per diem now that the NIL?
No,
it's
a business trip. You get both.
Honey pot?
No.
Man, must be nice.
Plus full cost of attendance, plus. Yeah, it's good. It's a good deal.
Hoover, Alabama. I looked at the weather on Wednesday. Arkansas plays 4:30, either Tennessee or South Carolina. 50% chance of rain. It's typically like that this time of year. Hopefully it doesn't.
We're supposed to get rain all week, which we need. We need desperately.
There's supposed to be some rain. I was looking.
I'm just talking about here at home. I'm not talking about Hoover, but we desperately need rain. There's chance today. In fact, I'm looking the next time it's more than a week where there's not a chance of rain in the forecast. So that is good because everything seems, is it me or everything just seemed dry right now? We are, I think I read that we're like a foot behind on rain.
What do you think, Colton? Does it seem dry?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I was trying to text somebody back and I wasn't listening, so you might have to repeat your question, but sure.
Yeah,
Sorry.
We got like a 50% chance
that's a
or
norm on this show. Sorry.
for the next 10 days, there is a 50% chance of rain or better for the next 10 days, every day. So we need that. So it's going to be nice, I mean, in the 70s, but we need a slow, steady rain to soak in. So
Just get some. We were talking about mowing the lawn and stuff earlier. My grass is not growing as quick as it usually does without that rain. I feel like that's across the board and whatnot. All right, so this next hour we get into softball team takes down. I mean, just went through everyone this weekend pretty handily. Still haven't recapped necessarily the PGA Championship. Commencement speeches, the Western and Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA are set as well. Colton's Knicks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers after they beat the Detroit Pistons on the road last night. Now, I did mention at some point we were going to get into this. So, did you see how many things Ella Langley won last night?
I did not watch.
I know you're a big fan of the ACMs.
I watched golf. I do like the ACMs. I watched golf and watched some of the basketball, and then no, I did not watch the ACMs.
He's from Texas, I can tell.
That's the best song in a long time, right there.
You won, since you might be a bigger
7.
Ella fella than me and Colton, which is
I like Ella.
saying something. All right, let's see what she took home. She took home the Song of the Year, which is Choosing Texas.
Yeah.
The Single of the Year, the Music Event of the Year with Riley Green, and the Artist Songwriter of the Year as well. Have you listened to her new song with Morgan Wallen? Do you like it? Dislike it? I like it, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be.
I think Morgan dragged her down a
Do
little
you
bit.
think so?
Yeah.
I figured you were gonna.
Yeah.
I figured you were gonna say that. This is you in a
Man,
nutshell.
I don't know why you latched onto this song, but thank you for doing it.
It's just got that beat to it. There's something about the beat and the rhythm to that song in Choosing Texas that's just very pleasant to the ear.
I'm going to be honest. I did not have, when you mentioned this a couple weeks ago, and I forget where I was, but I just laughed because, like, she fits my generation, my mold. You like to joke with me about bro country, which I listen to I listen to all types of music. It could be old country. It could be classical. It could be pop. It really doesn't matter. It's got a good tune and a good beat. I'm probably going to like it. But when you said that, I just kind of laughed because you're not exactly who I would identify as her genre, or not her genre, her listening audience. But
Probably not. But that song, I think, brings people in. I mean, I just think that song is crossed over. It's on multiple. You can go to a top 40 station, country station, pop station. It's everywhere. I mean, that song is wildly popular right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear it across the dial.
You should have asked her to do a commencement speech at some sort, maybe at Fort Smith this.
Well, I heard one in Fort Smith this weekend. I was on the golf course nearby Southside High School, and I heard. I don't know if it's the valedictorian or the salutatorian or as you said, the salutatorian.
Yeah, I said that wrong.
I didn't know they had a salutatorian, but anyway,
Val is one, salutes two.
Whoever the young lady was giving the speech at Southside on Friday night had some encouraging words to close her speech that we bleeping did it.
We bleeping did it.
And you could hear the gasp here at Hardscrabble Country Club all the way to the 13th fairway, and then the applause. So it was a funny moment.
So what would you do in that situation if your kid? Like, would you be proud? Would you be disappointed?
Oh.
My parents, so I did not give the commencement speech at the University of Arkansas, but I could remember.
Really?
I know that's surprising. I know that's surprising.
The heck you say?
The valedictorian or salutatorian, but did I say it wrong again?
No, it starts with salad. Yeah, just say salutatorian.
Salutatorian.
Yeah.
I said it right. Okay. But I can remember how disappointed my parents were because I didn't, you're in a cap and gown, and I just threw on a polo and khaki shorts like I have worn every day to work for my entire life, essentially. And everyone else had dressed up and stuff. I was like, you're in a cap and gown. They can't even see you. I had tennis shoes on. I didn't even have dress shoes. So that was not frustration, but I guess disappointment more for my parents. Would you be disappointed if your kid ended his speech with an expletive?
Well, I don't know if I'd hang my head in shame, but it probably wouldn't be the moment that would make my grandparents happy about it. But, I mean, I don't know if I'd also stand up and say, that's my boy!
Be a combination of looking around, see the reaction first. But there were several.
That's my boy.
We've been talking about AI on this show. There was a couple, like the Arizona former Google exec got booed. You had the I forget what college the lady got up and was talking about AI and how it's coming for their jobs. Harbaugh was at one in Miami. Lindsey Vaughn, Chris Paul, Harrison Ford, Eric Church, even Tom Brady.
The one thing I've learned through sports is the only time you're sure to lose is when you quit. In life and work, you guys are going to get knocked down a lot. How are you going to navigate those moments? Are you going to push through the self-doubt? I want you to challenge yourself with ideas that are uncomfortable and people who push you to be your very best. Even if one of those people is a cranky old coach who cuts the sleeves off his sweatshirt and screams at you all day, do your job.
Do you remember a commencement speech that you went to of any sort, whether it's your high school graduation or college?
Not really.
I think the one that stood out to me is this valedictorian one time that basically got up there. It's like, I wasted my life going for the grades. I should have been hanging out with you guys and actually experiencing high school. That stood out and stuck with me all these years later. But I've just seen a bunch of these lately this past week. I enjoy listening to them, especially if it's positive. I mean, oftentimes you got someone up there that's successful in a sector or something in life, and I just enjoy listening to these for 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, generally, if you'll listen to the kernel of the message there's probably something you can apply in your life and do it. But I think we worry maybe too much about, making straight A's, and we leave out a few of the, miss some of the fun details in life.
You got any? I hear you chuckling, Colton. You got a thought on that?
No, I just you guys are funny talking about valedictorians and salutatorians and the graduation stuff. I look back on my time in high school fondly and my graduation ceremony very fondly. It was a good time and it meant a lot. And
I was middle of my class, both high school and I don't know where I don't even know where I ranked in college. Didn't care. I was just glad to get the heck out of there and quit paying. But in the end, it all worked out.
What would be your life advice for Ryan Russillo does a great segment called Life Advice, which I think is hilarious. If you had a life advice piece for an 18 or 22-year-old, 18-year-old that's heading off into the workforce or heading to school, or a 22-year-old that's kind of on that same path, maybe he's going to grad school or whatever, you got a piece of information you would be willing to part ways with that you wish someone would have told you, I guess, 30 years ago?
Here's what I was very lucky at the age of 15 to figure out what I was passionate about. And I was passionate about being in radio. I wanted to be a radio broadcaster. I wanted to be the next Paul Eels. That's what I wanted to be. And I found other things I wanted to do. But I wanted to work in this business. I was lucky at 15 years old to figure out what I wanted to do. And that's all I've pretty much done ever since. Find your passion and follow it. And if it doesn't pay a gazillion, don't chase the money. Chase the passion. That would be my advice.
What if a kid wants to be like an artist or something that's deemed you can't?
You know what? If you follow your passion and you work at it and you're disciplined, there's money in about anything. I mean, there's lots of art out there that people pay stupid money for. Follow your passion, and you'll at least be happy. Happiness is worth a lot more than money.
I've always found it that if you be kind to the people that are around you, you will get very, very far in life, because you never know, obviously, selfishly, what they can do for you further down the road. But you leave every day at your work, at whatever you do, feeling better about the fact that you didn't have to, turn the other cheek or be rude to somebody for no reason. I always found that being kind to somebody, being understanding and tolerant has always helped me along the way, and just try my best to relate to every single person that I work with, because we all come from different walks of life and different strokes for different folks. So
I'm
always
sorry, Colton. Whatever I've done, I'm sorry for.
You treated me with nothing but kindness.
I'm sorry for anything I've ever done or anything I ever will do.
Your names are both in my book with lengthy entries. So yeah.
Oh,
lots of scarring.
That's good advice. But I'm I'm glad to know you're a New Testament guy.
Did I hear
turn the other cheek?
Did I hear you keep a diary? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, he's keeping receipts.
I write notes and journal about every single day about what I'm looking forward to. How today it helps me at the end of the day feel better about myself and looking forward to tomorrow.
So you're a turn the other cheek New Testament guy. Is that what you're saying?
Well, because I'm not really, because I'm pretty low on the totem pole here. Turning the other cheek is pretty smart.
Sometimes you got to be Old Testament guy, an eye for an eye,
B says, don't take chances. Don't worry about failure. I think if one of the things
that's even better advice, because I can't tell you how many things I've passed on and didn't do and didn't move there, didn't do that, because of fear of failure or fear of being away from family. Man, have the courage to, at a young age, when you're footloose and fancy free, move and take that job somewhere else. Move and live somewhere and do it on your own for a year. I didn't do that, and that's one of the regrets in life I have. I never did it on my own. I did it on my own early, but I didn't, I just wonder what path my life might have went if I'd have tried that job I was offered in Kansas that I didn't take at the age of 18. Where had I been?
JT in Hot Springs, my favorite thing said at graduation, was by a male graduate who looked at the class and asked the girls why they were crying. Because for 13 years they've done nothing but complain about having to come here, and now you're letting us go and you're crying.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think
to find out about being an adult.
Yeah, if I had kids, and I'm not gonna say that I wasn't a part of this association, but it's like you're in this high school stage or college stage or whatever, and you think your life is so tough, and then you get smacked by the real world and bills and everything else. You're like, oh, this wasn't so bad. I think my biggest thing is not starting things quicker enough. Like when I look back on the last 10 or so years, there's certain elements of my life, whether financially or with radio or anything else, that if I just would have started it a little bit sooner,
100%.
if I would have started saving earlier, if I would have started radio sooner and all these different things, it's like a lot of them I eventually did, but I didn't do it quick enough, fast enough. You get into these stages where you're just like, and it could be anything in life. I took way too long to tell my parents how much they meant to me, and it's just like these various things that you don't think about, and all of a sudden time passes. What do you always say? Man, this year went by. I mean, we're nearly halfway through this year.
Yeah.
And it's just like in the blink of an eye, especially. I mean,
100%.
you're 50 now. I'm
Thank
past
you.
30. I'm making the comparison. I still remember very vivid images of 10 plus years ago, and I don't know how far your memory can date back and specific instances in life. So, yeah, growing kind of full circle here.
I guess the other great piece of advice, if someone was moving on, and I don't know how you do a valedictorian, salutatorian, or
not salutatorian.
Not a salutatorian, no. But if you were given a commencement speech, maybe AI could help with this. But man, I could go on for 30 minutes about, hey, figure out the difference between want and need. Now I don't know if that's necessarily the message that a graduate needs to hear at that moment. But when you ask about life advice, the quicker you can figure out the difference between want and need in your life, put you on the right path for everything you just talked about.
Well, I want the athletics programs to continue to have success. I need the baseball team and the softball team to win a national championship this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that fair? Want, need, separate them out as best we can. There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Amazon and various other retailers that shower you with ads on a daily basis.
Yeah, tell me about it. Hey, you do need, and it's free, so it's not going to cost you anything, the Hit That Line Now app that's powered by Taco Bell. Be sure and download that now, whether it's something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy. I was looking over here for my notes because I wanted to tell you about these new chicken nuggets that they've got, these Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets. Have you guys tried those at all?
They're really good.
They're running out. It's for a limited time, so you need to try those now. Taco Bell turned Diablo sauce into a dust, and they're dusting the new Diablo dusted crispy chicken nuggets in it. So try that now at Taco Bell and download the Hit That Line Now app that's powered by Taco Bell.
Softball team take care of business this weekend. They're still playing Bogle Park ahead.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm really proud of our team for playing themselves into this position. The schedule we put together, the how they battled through that schedule all year, and then just take care of business this weekend. And they move through the weekend like that's the expectation. And that's when you look and they're like, yeah, they're elite with what they do, is they showed up, and that was the expectation with everything that they did.
11 o'clock this Friday, Saturdays at 4, Sundays TBT, depending on what happens against the Duke Blue Devils. Again, there are 9 SEC teams still remaining in the postseason for softball. You've got 3 SEC on SEC matchups. Arkansas is one of only our 3 teams that's not having to go through another SEC opponent to get to Oklahoma City, Tommy.
Yeah, and hopefully this is the right path, and you're set up in the right spot to finally punch that ticket this year. So, I mean, that's what we're all expecting. There's no reason not to expect that. You're right to expect it. And you were talking about gatekeeper fans earlier. Let them all in right now. Let everybody, because this is how you grow your fan base. This is how you grow your sport. This is how you grow your interest. This is how you get more young kids involved that want to be, part of Courtney Deifel's program 10 years from now. So I think this is a huge moment for this program, because a lot of dads are going to be talking to this about their daughters. And I think softball is one of those sports where they're, probably not a lot of guys played it in high school, because there's not a lot of male high school, but they played it as young adults and in their 20s and in their 30s. There's a lot of young ladies out there that played it. So that's why basketball's popular with both men and women, because you can relate to it, because ladies played it in the day, men play it at a little bit later age in life. Everyone's played softball at some point, probably. More people have than haven't. So I think it's one of them sports we can all rally around.
We're here at the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, 38th Annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament, and I think about the different sports I've been involved in. One of my favorite things to do with my dad was just to get to go watch him play with his buddies. There was 3 different things he would participate in. He would play basketball in the mornings. He'd play at War Memorial once a year, I think on New Year's, play a little football game with former linebacker Mike Boschetti and some of his friends. And then he'd also play in a softball league. Now, keep in mind, my dad, there's a reason I'm unathletic. It's because I didn't get any athleticism from him, but he loved it. And I distinctly remember him playing that. It wasn't Ray Winder, but I forget the field out there. That was something that I feel like once you graduate or you get into the workforce as a man, I feel like there's a ton of softball leagues.
Oh, there is.
I played in one.
I just think that's why people can relate to and are attracted to this sport. Baseball's another one of those that we all got some interest in, and this week the Razorbacks are in Hoover. They're going to be the 7th seed. They'll play Wednesday at 4:30 against either Tennessee or South Carolina. We're going to have complete coverage here on the radio for you. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament is brought to you by Butler Furniture and Mountain Home. We'll be there live tomorrow morning with the Morning Rush. Shop their pre-Memorial Day sale going on right now. Remember, it's better at Butler's by Bradford Marine and ATV. They have 7 locations all across the natural state and have been selling fun since 1971. Summer fun starts today at Bradford Marine and ATV. And by Walk On Sports Bistro. They've got you covered with over 60 TVs in every location, scratch-made Louisiana favorites, and a full lineup of craft beers and cocktails. Everything you need for a big game atmosphere. That's Walk On's Sports Bistro for the win. 4:30 is the scheduled start. On Wednesday, we'll have full coverage leading up to and after the game here on ESPN Arkansas.
DVH had some things to say about how the SEC kind of shook out and what he's wanting his guys to do leading up to not just Wednesday, but hopefully the rest of the week. The Morning Rush continues live from Hardscrabble Country Club at the 30th Annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament with Fellowship of Christian Athletes in the River Valley.
The Razorbacks are on the road to Hoover for the SEC tournament, and ESPN Arkansas will be there from the first pitch to the final out. Our exclusive coverage is brought to you by Butler Furniture and Mountain Home. All the action in Hoover is also brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV, and by Walk On Sports Bistro.
And the Hogs have won it on Turner's 2nd home run of the year. Oh my goodness. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
They allowed just 4 runs in this regional play, the second fewest in an NCAA regional.
This is the Morning Rush.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes are so luxurious, you might wonder if a chauffeur will pick you up from the restaurant. And how could you not? With selections like the signature $5 box, decadent $7 box, and abundant $9 box featuring the triple-double crunch wrap with layer upon layer of what you love. While the drink is included, a chauffeur isn't. So plan accordingly. Don't let the Lutz go to your head. Choose your $5, $7, or $9 Lutz box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezers and specialty beverages. That's extra.
This spring, you're organizing closets, decluttering drawers, and maybe even scrubbing places no one will ever look. But here's a thought. Why not declutter your internet, too? If your shows keep buffering, your games lag, or your video calls freeze, that's digital clutter, and you don't have to live with it. Switch to Wave Rural Connect Fiber for fast, reliable internet that keeps your home running clean and clear all season long. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372.
The Solid Rock will soon be celebrating 50 years as a locally owned source for inspirational gifts. From greeting cards and women's boutique items to custom laser engraving and a large selection of Bibles, they offer something for everyone. While you are there, browse their faith-based books, music, clothing, home decor, and unique, hard-to-find treasures for the whole family. And their Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock. Share the spirit, enjoy the inspiration. 452-4844.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
It's Kubota Orange Day sales event at Gray Brothers in Fort Smith and Poto. Whenever you're ready, we're ready with Kubota equipment in stock. Hay equipment to zero-turn mowers and Kubota tractors. From the small subcompact DX up to the large Kubota M7 cab tractor and everything in between. Why wait? When at Gray Brothers, it's in stock and on sale. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a limit.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Well, it's just one of those years where one team kind of ran away with it, but the rest of us were all within a couple games of each other for the most part. You know, it's the league is just really strong. You know, we jumped ahead of a couple people today that are really good. I don't know, just it's deep. You can't take anybody for granted. You got to go get your wins while you can. And
that's Dave Van Horn following the win over Kentucky this weekend. They are the 7th seed, taking on either the South Carolina Gamecocks or the Tennessee Volunteers on Wednesday at 4:30. Weather TBD. Tommy, you talked about the weather, getting some rain. Looks like we're going to have some weather in Hoover, Alabama as well.
They're going to get whatever we get a day later.
Yep.
You know, so but chance of rain 50% or better the next 10 days here in Arkansas. So I mean, you're going to get some of that. So looks like the rain's going to hold off for most of today. Then tomorrow, I think we're going to start getting some rain in some part of the day every day for about the next 10 days. We need it badly, and hopefully this baseball tournament can go off without much of a delay, but I'll be surprised if the game actually starts on Wednesday at 4:30.
The winner of Arkansas and either South Carolina or Tennessee will take on the Texas Longhorns at 3 o'clock on Friday. So you'll have a day's rest between games if you're able to win that game come this Wednesday. What's your kind of early feel on how many games how many teams? You think 2?
How many games Arkansas is going to play?
Yeah.
2.
I think they're going to play 2. They're going to win on Wednesday, and I think they're going to get bounced on Friday. I hope I'm wrong. I know we were.
I don't think you need to play any more than that.
We were getting a text earlier. Arkansas, Colton, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I had them at 25 in the RPI this morning, unless the NCAA is wrong.
Never.
I don't. Well,
never.
At least statistically, that's one of those things
I'll look
where
it up here
I
for
will
you.
trust them on. Well, I looked this morning.
Well, it's their formula. It's their RPI.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And
to say whether they're right or wrong, it's their stuff.
It had games dated by yesterday, so I'm assuming that's not incorrect. Either way, I forget the question who asked it earlier, but Arkansas's. I mean, they would have to win the whole thing essentially to host, right? I don't think there's any.
Arkansas is 25th tie in the RPI this morning.
Okay,
so.
They weren't lying. They weren't lying this morning.
Those are games through yesterday.
Okay,
so.
But that is the setup for the Razorbacks, and if they win the Texas game, they'll play Saturday. If they win that game, they'll play in the championship on Sunday. I guess it's kind of like Arkansas basketball for a number of years. You had the one in 2000 where you went on that miracle run, and then Darius and the guys won in Nashville this past season. You got 1 in 21. That's it, right? Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the only time you've ever won the whole thing. Correct?
Just looking at yes, correct. Because they've only won one SEC conference tournament title. Auburn's at 3. A lot of people probably wouldn't suspect that. You'd think Georgia would be the highest ranked, or Texas. Auburn's the number 3. I'm going by RPI. Auburn at 3, Texas at 4, Alabama at 6, Florida at 10, A&M at 11, Mississippi State at 12, Georgia at 14, Ole Miss 15, Oklahoma 21. Arkansas is the 10th ranked team by RPI in this league. Arkansas is at 10, Tennessee's at 28, Kentucky's at 34. I would expect all those teams to probably be in the field.
Yes, I wouldn't see why. So how many is that?
That's 12.
Okay. Colton, do you remember how many softball teams?
There were 9 out of the 16.
Yeah, you got 9 and 16. Do you know how many were in there first to start the postseason? I had that number in my head and I forgot it. So I don't know if that's it's probably about the same as baseball, but it just goes to show you how good baseball is.
You're certainly getting 11 in. I can't imagine a team ranked 28th in the RPI not getting in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think it's interesting that, we're all kind of grumbling a little bit about how the season's turned out. In the SEC, you're 12th or you're 10th in the RPI. So it's
let me ask this real quick.
10th in the conference standings of the RPI.
Before we take Lance's call again, we're live at Hardscrabble Country Club at the 38th annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament with River Valley FCA. JT wondering if they'll push Dietz to Friday and pitch Johnny Holstaff.
Well,
can you get away with not pitching Dietz Wednesday against the Gamecocks or Vols?
If you want to get on schedule, I certainly see how, but if you pitch him on Wednesday, and I guess in an ideal world, maybe you have rain that delays you in your first game's Thursday, but I could see why you'd want to wait till Friday to put him on schedule, but somebody else is going to be off schedule by doing that. Or would you rather have Dietz have an extra day or 2 of rest? So, I don't know, that's a Matt Hobbs and Dave Van Horn decision, but I see the value of what you're talking about there, and it's a good question about do you want to get on schedule, him pitch on Friday. If you get to pitch Friday, that way you're ready to go wherever you're playing at the following week. So I get the logic
Good question,
in there.
JT.
Yeah, I like your thinking there. All right, is that everything for the SEC update? Brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. They're pure Arkansas. They live here, they work here, and they know the court system here and can help you so much more than these out-of-state lawyers who are advertising heavily in Arkansas. Offices statewide for personal injury, for car wrecks and big truck wrecks. They also take care of people for bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims. At the Brad Hendricks Law Firm, they bring tradition, reputation, and results together. Call them at 501-910-1010. 501-910-1010 for the Brad Hendricks Law Firm.
All right, Lance in Fayetteville has been patiently waiting, talking some baseball this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Lance, welcome in.
What's going on? Hey, when Ole Miss won the national championship, and then Mississippi State came around the next year or two and did the same thing, I don't remember which one came first, but they came out of nowhere, and I think that's, you know, um, uh, I'm pulling for us being that way, where we've been number one in the nation this year and that year and all the, you know, we're number one, we're the greatest ever, and then we blow it. I think we're doing George Costanza from Seinfeld, do the opposite, and I think we've got a chance to catch lightning in a bottle, you know. And I am proud of our fans this year. I think they've I don't know I don't know if all of them have behaved, but I think they've been patient, and they've been kind, and they love these kids. And so I'm just as excited right now with a 36 win total than a 40 something win total at number one in the nation. I'm happy, and I think we can you know, do whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
I hear you.
also Major League Baseball, real quick, and I'll get off. The Cardinals, holy moly, they're on in the National League Central. The Cubs, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Pirates, the Reds. Is that one of the greatest divisions that we've seen in years? That they all have a winning record. What a competitive thing. And then finally, and I'll really get off, Benny Baseball at the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox are doing well. I think they're number 2. And so they've come from the absolute bottom of the barrel to come up, and they're being competitive right now. So this is an extremely entertaining and heartfelt baseball season.
Yeah, Lance,
See
thanks for the
See you,
phone
Lance.
call. Yeah, we've waited a while for the Cardinals to get back on the winning way, and while they're a game and a half out in a fairly young NL Central, you're right. It is entertaining to see that you're 27-19. You're above 500 at this point. You're in the division race, and it's the Cubs, the Brewers, and the Cardinals that are up there. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati are 5 games back, but it has been a little while since the Cardinals have been what I would call competitive in that National League Central. So that is fun. I know for a lot of people listening to follow them and feel like you got a chance to make some noise and at least get in the playoffs this year.
To Lance's initial point about the baseball team, Mississippi State won the year before Ole Miss. They were pretty good that year. Ole Miss was the last team in. I know people have likened this Arkansas, or trying to liken this Arkansas team to that. Keep in mind they had that DeLucia kid and Hunter Elliott, who's still on the team, and I think Elko and some other guys that just caught fire at the ultimate time. I don't know if Arkansas has the pitching to sustain themselves to another run in Omaha. I do know that, I mean, the latest time outside of last year you made it to Omaha was through both Stillwater and Chapel Hill. And that was a team that I can't remember when they finished, but they were obviously on the road in both the regional and supers, so they weren't exactly at the top tier of the SEC. So we'll see if this squad can do it this upcoming season. It starts on their postseason officially starts on Wednesday against either the Gamecocks or the Tennessee Volunteers. Hey, it's a big month for the Solid Rock in Fort Smith. Their 50-year celebration continues, and they've got specials all week. Come in this Saturday, and get 20% off a regular price Bible. That's huge. And make sure that you sign and share your memories on the Solid Rock memory board of all these years of their time here in Fort Smith. The Solid Rock is your source for inspirational gifts, boutique items, home decor, T-shirts, greeting cards, and more. They don't have those cookie-cutter greeting cards. These are greeting cards you actually want to give to a relative. The ones to give to your friends and family, ones that they'll actually enjoy and be like, oh, this person actually was thoughtful when thinking about this. Plus, their laser engraving gifts. Bring your own custom design laser engraving on cups, jewelry, wallets, Bibles, and more. 50 years with the Solid Rock. The Solid Rock next to Sam's Club in Fort Smith, 452-4844. And I know some of you forgot graduation presents. Kid just graduated high school or college or whatever. This is the place to go.
Yeah.
It's the Solid Rock in Fort Smith.
You and I get to go out and be a part of the afternoon flight here at the Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament at Hardscrabble. We must play better. Ty and I were on the same team of a tournament this weekend. We did not live up to our full. You played well. I will say you did play probably at or above your potential. I did not, however. And
he's being modest, Colton. I played D standard.
You played better than that. You played. Ty's game. Clearly, he is not working enough because he is really, really improved at golf.
I need to get some iron covers like
Lord,
Aaron Wright.
Please not. Please don't do that.
What
little bit of respect Clay has left for you will be completely gone.
What's the problem with iron covers? Please.
Just spoken like a man who's single at 31. So. But Aaron Rye, man, he was, 600 in the last 9 holes or he eagled 9. Like the last 10, he was on fire. Unbelievable performance by Aaron Rye to close out and win the PGA Championship yesterday.
That shot on 17 was impressive.
Oh, the putt. What a putt.
Unbelievable. Was it 40 feet? Is that right?
Maybe
more than that.
Okay.
But
felt bad for Alex Smalley, but I was glad he made the putt on the final hole to finish in a tie for second. Hey, Gaston's White River Resort, the place to go for your summer getaways and family fun. If you're looking for something a little closer to home, Gaston's has got it this summer with gas over $4 a gallon. Why not do something in the natural state? And I'm going to tell you, more family memories can be made at Gaston's than any beach or amusement park or something you got to get on an airplane and pay huge fuel surcharges and all that for right now. Gaston's is right there on the White River. It's just probably a few hours or less from wherever you live. Great restaurant that overlooks the White River. Private cabins and lodges. You're going to love a stay at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is the number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Brace yourself. May Mayhem has exploded at the Lewis Automotive Group, and they're crushing prices like never before across all 5 locations. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Now that's a little awkward when the opposing coach has to watch.
This is the Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salasol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salasol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salasol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salasol.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe. True to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle,
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, get $50 off an Ego 56-volt trimmer and blower combo, or buy a Ego multi-head string trimmer and get a free attachment up to $199 value. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hey, it's Phil Carr with Shangri-La Resort. Some things get better with time. For 70 years, Shangri-La Resort has been the backdrop for your favorite memories. On July 3rd, we're going to celebrate all these years on Lake Ouachita. Whether you're here for the world-class fishing, the delicious cafe, or just a quiet morning on the water, join us as we celebrate 7 decades of excellence. Visit us at ShangriLaResortAR.net or call 870-867-2011. Shangri-La Resort in beautiful Mount Arkansas. A touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
Graduate to a road-ready certified pre-owned ride and get more for your trade at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car, even if you still owe money on it. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned and get up to $2,000 over appraised value for your trade. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing, and some of the best lenders around, Rath is here to make finding your next car, truck, or SUV easy. Don't settle for the same old car buying experience. Get up to $2,000 extra for your old ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
With you.
Segment here at Hardscrabble Country Club. We're at the 38th annual Bill Stancil Memorial Golf Tournament hosted by Fellowship of Christian Athletes River Valley. Now, we've got two people on with us now. Tyson Simon, who's the multi-area director, and Brian Jackson, the area rep, and the archer extraordinaire. Is that a good intro for you, Brian?
I'll accept that.
You'll take it? Okay.
The guru.
Well, guys, we appreciate you having us out here. We're excited about this event. I know you had the guys tee off already at 8 a.m. We got another flight coming up at 1. We had breakfast already. Lunch is about to be served, and we got a great section of memorabilia over there.
Absolutely. We partner with All-American Classics every year and all of our events. I just think it adds value for anybody here to come and look, bid on auction items, new Roy McIlroy Masters print, SGA print. So, yes.
Tommy's known T-Ray for a long time. I know he's been part of the organization for 30-plus years. One of the things we were speaking about earlier is just the impact that others have had on him growing up, on Tommy, on T-Ray, and there's so many different connections from Coach Lunny Sr. and Coach Bill Burnett and so many others. Maybe just kind of give us a sense on how it's impacted you over the years, Tyson.
So yeah, Ty, when I moved down here from Kansas City about 10 years ago and started working part-time, but understanding the legacy of FCA, not only in Arkansas but in the River Valley, and I don't think a lot of people know this, that Bill Burnett was the first ever FCA staff person throughout the nation. He was a running back for the Hogs back in the day, and then coming in off of Ken Hamilton and T-Ray as the state director and kind of taking on this area. I saw the impact of coaches, Barry Lunny's, and, you know, he'd bring his whole coaching staff to Bible studies on Thursday mornings. And then Jim Rowland, as an AD, we have the Jim Rowland Run, and he would send out an email every Wednesday, and we would have 15 to 20 coaches in Fort Smith that would come to Bible study every Thursday. So there is a long history and legacy of FCA, and to be able to step in and just kind of see that, you know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. We have about 95% of our campuses in the River Valley have an FCA Bible study or huddle on them.
Okay.
So.
And Brian, what about you? Just the impact over the years.
Well, actually, I wasn't introduced to FCA till just a few years ago, so it's new for me. I've been a Christian for a long time, but the impact that FCA, what I see, is more potential because I just didn't grow up around it. I love the fact that it's, you can share the gospel openly and in different groups and large arenas, and that's a big deal to me.
You mentioned Kim Hamilton, and I know we got the tennis clinics coming up in June. We've got the Arkansas State Summer Leadership Camp in June as well, and then the first FCA Summer Golf League starts in July. So we got a lot of stuff going on, Tyson.
We do. Ken Hamilton started the First Serve Tennis Clinics 21 years ago. And then when I came on staff 10 years ago, we were only sending about 6 kids to this leadership camp. Last year, we sent 175. And then that tennis clinic will have about at least 300. And then something I've surveyed, Ty, is that in the River Valley, building the bench with athletes. And I noticed that golfers and tennis athletes don't really have something to kind of go into. And so with a few of our board members and our staff, we said, why don't we do some leagues? And so that's how that golf league got stimulated. And that's kind of what we're going to do. And we'll have about 35 athletes in there playing golf, 4 weeks, have a championship round, and go from there out of Big Aaron.
So information, rivervalleyfca.org, and call 479-806-0899. Those are kind of the 2 main resources for you guys.
Absolutely. We do got Facebook pages. We got the Dan Burton Bow Bash page. We got River Valley FCA, and then we do have a First Serve Tennis FCA page.
Well, guys, we appreciate you having us out. Hopefully Tommy and myself and our 2 cohorts don't embarrass ourselves a little later on this afternoon.
You guys are going to win it.
Well, I don't know about that. We need our A player to play better than he did last time, but I feel like Tommy will play a little better, and also Robert as well. We appreciate you guys having us out. Anything else? We got about 30 seconds. Anything else of note we need to mention this morning?
No, I think we have 2 archery tournaments coming up. Brian, can you give the dates of the one out in Pryor?
Yeah, it'll be in Pryor. It'll be the Oklahoma Bow Bash the week before Thanksgiving, Veterans Weekend. That'll be a great event, and then the one here in Fort Smith.
A lot of good events going on with River Valley FCA. rivervalleyfca.org. Halftime is coming up next.
Arkansas greats Joe Klein and Pat Bradley.
The big national sports apps are now in Arkansas, taking over Oaklawn and Bentley, which are no longer local,
making Bet Saracen the only real local app.
Still